Hi, this is Greg. Welcome to our channel. In the first video on this topic, I want to discuss with you the dynamic force of personal leadership. I'm often asked just what is personal leadership and why is it so important? It's a great question, and today we're going to explore the answer. Allow me to begin with a comparison. In business, a good leader is an individual who goes beyond managerial skills to focus on the organization's mission, values, and future. A sound leader considers the following kinds of questions. What is our next step to improve our business? Keep it relevant and growing. What do we need to start doing more of, and what do we need to stop doing that is hurting our potential? If the times or business is changing, how can we reinvent our business? All of these are great questions. So personal leadership is doing a similar analysis within our own lives. Just like a business needs purpose, guidance, and future direction through internal examination, so do our lives. When you incorporate the personal leadership philosophy, sometimes also referred to as self-leadership, you choose to seize control of your own life and your own pathway, knowing that your culture's default mission statement will take over if you do nothing. In essence, personal leadership is the ability to lead ourselves. The late Peter Drucker said that being a self-leader is to serve as chief, captain, or CEO of one's own life. Personal leadership is so important, Drucker once reputedly called it, quote, the only leadership that's going to matter in the 21st century, end of quote. If you haven't seen our videos on creating your own personal mission statement, I encourage you to watch our two videos entitled Why Most Goals Fail and How to Create Your Own Personal Mission Statement. I will put the links to them below in the discussion area. The process involves asking yourself questions like, how do I need to be, to act, and think in order to be my best? Mohandas Gandhi said, we must be the change we wish to see in the world. In other words, if you truly desire to make the world a better place and leave a legacy in your family or community, the very first place to start is changing and improving yourself. This is in direct contrast to many of the hypocritical politicians and celebrities today who lecture everyone else about the way that they should think, live, and act, while they themselves act like the exception. In order to be long-lasting and truly effective, great leadership has to begin on the inside of us and then radiate to the outside to have a positive influence on others and in the world. As the late Dr. Stephen Covey wrote, quote, the inside-out approach to personal and interpersonal effectiveness means to start first with self. Even more fundamentally, to start with the most inside part of self, with your paradigms, your character, and your motives. End of quote. If an individual does not use the inside-out approach, their example is superficial and disingenuous. We have all heard of the scornful paraphrase, do what I say, not what I do, and we rightly mock its insincerity. But using the inside-out approach to change ourselves gives us credibility and genuine leadership traits because it's based on integrity and the power of personal example. Dr. Covey also stated, quote, the inside-out approach says that private victories precede public victories, that making and keeping promises to ourselves precedes making and keeping promises to others, end of quote. Finally, Dr. Covey added, private victories precede public victories. You can't invert that process any more than you can harvest a crop before you plant it. This type of philosophy also helps foster meaningful partnerships with others in and out of business. Once your employees and coworkers understand why you act the way you do, they'll be more willing to collaborate with you because they're aware of your personal leadership style. They are now comfortable with you and can trust you. Becoming responsible for your own personal leadership will help you to develop a greater degree of self-awareness, cultivate the right mindset, and develop above-average leadership qualities. Personal leadership is about transforming yourself into a better version of you. It is also about understanding your purpose and being able to translate that purpose into an inspiring vision that will also have a positive influence upon others. Nelson Mandela was one of the greatest leaders of the late 20th century. He understood the power of his own personal leadership. After spending 27 years in an isolated prison, he said, quote, "Until I changed myself, I could not change others." End of quote. The first step in becoming a respected and recognized leader of other people is to be able to demonstrate that you can lead and motivate your most important follower, you. Personal leadership is the ability to direct your own life and guide yourself in the direction that you want your life to take. It's the ability to define who you are, what you want out of life, and how you're going to achieve your deepest aspirations. In part 2 of this topic, I will discuss some of the qualities and attributes of a person who embraces the personal leadership philosophy. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to express them in the comments section. If the information you heard today was helpful, go ahead, hit the subscribe button, and please give us a like. If you ring the bell, you'll be notified of new videos that I post, and we do appreciate your support. This is Greg Thomas on behalf of Leadership Excellence Limited, reminding you that it was Dr. Stephen Covey who wrote, "Live out of your imagination, not your history." See you next time.